Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I'm a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life. To share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello, my gorgeous friends, and welcome. I am pleased and blessed to be here as always. This episode is a little bit different because I did this thing the other day on social media where I allowed people to ask me whatever they wanted to ask me. And out of those questions, I picked three questions that I think are very insightful, helpful, hopefully, and I think would be three good topics to talk about in the podcast and to share with all of you. But first, I hope you're doing amazing. I hope your week is going great. My week is going great. Just getting used to the baby being in charge already. And it's been really fun to experience all the new things that this baby boy is bringing into my life. Very 50-50. Very fun, but it's been really good. It's also been really nice to be back home from the trip. I don't know if you guys have heard this truth, but I think it's also something that we forget. And it is that when we go on a trip, there is three stages of the trip. The first stage is the anticipation. This has nothing to do with the podcast, but I thought I'd share it anyway. Um, but the first step is the anticipation, where you are planning the trip, things are coming together, you are excited, you cannot wait, you're imagining how amazing the trip is going to be, and you're just dreaming about it all of the time. And that part is so exciting. The second stage is the actual trip. It's the moment that you get in that car, you get on that plane, and you are on your way to your destination. And the feeling that sets in there is, for me, was fear, a bit of anxiety, and reality. It's very 50-50. And I had to manage my mind so much. This is a gift of life coaching. You can manage your mind through everything in your life. And then the stage number three is the exhaustion, right after the trip. I came home after 5 days of beautiful beaches and sunsets and family time. Gorgeous. It was amazing. And then I got home on Friday afternoon, crashed. Saturday, we rested in the morning. Sunday, we hung out with my family. And we ended up crashing again on Sunday after we went to Mass and all that. And Monday kicked in, and my brain was like, let's get back to business. I started homeschooling. Let's pick up the house. Let's cook. Let's do everything. And then I don't know what happened, but I was done, exhausted, beat. And I remember I texted my husband and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And my husband is like, first, you have been at it for 7 days straight. You are 7 months pregnant and it's okay. So, what I wanted to share with you guys is that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be exhausted more than the normal. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to need help. It's okay. We need to remember that when we have this journey of excitement, there is always going to be a little crash where you are exhausted. And there should be no judgment. There should be a lot of love, a lot of care for your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay, rant over. Today, I wanted to talk about the three questions that really stuck out to me from the questions that I got asked this past week from followers and friends. The first one was someone who asked, how do you serve God outside of your marriage, your motherhood, and your business? I thought this question was brilliant because we are so used to hearing those three things. The way we serve God is by being a mother, by being a wife, and if you have a business, you are doing all things for Him. And it got me thinking, in which ways do I serve God? My answer to this question was with my time. And I think this is something that can be hard because of the time that we live in. We live in a time where we are so busy, where we are always doing something, where there's always more to do, more in the schedule, more activities, more kid things, all of the things that we want to do. And then we tend to not be so open with our time. And I think one of the most beautiful ways in which we can serve God is to be open with our time, to allow ourselves to have sacred time, time where you have nothing planned, so that if the Holy Spirit puts something in your heart, you have time to go do that, where you are flexible with God, with what God is asking of you and asking you to do. I think that is very, very powerful. And then the other thing that I said is always giving it up to Him, always giving it back. If you desire to do something, make sure that it is aligned with who you are, whom God is calling you to be, and also that is aligned with Him. Spend time in prayer, spend time in Eucharistic adoration, go to Mass, pray often. And also, I think I didn't share this with her, but I think in my marriage, that is something that it's so important is to share prayer time together. And it is not easy. Lately in the trip, actually, we picked up a new routine and a new habit, and I am madly in love with it. And it is prayer time together with our family, following this little book of 33 days of Eucharistic adoration. And it's a consecration to the Eucharist. And we loved it because it was actually my daughter, Sienna, my oldest, that saw it in the bookshop and was like, Mommy, I really want to read that book, which, by the way, could I be more proud? No, I could not be more proud. I was so thankful and blessed in that moment. But she was like, let's buy this book and I will read it on my own. But then I started noticing that she had questions. And in our trip, we were like, Sienna, we can do this together during the trip. But then we all fell in love with it. And now we all go to bed around 7:30. We lay together in bed and listen to my husband read scripture and pray together. And then every single night, we get to do the Eucharistic prayer, receiving the Eucharist in our souls. And it's been such a gift to our family to create that routine in which you are serving God in that way. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful to be able to share that with my husband and our two children and our three children. That's been really, really good. But I think a big shift that you can create in your day to day in order to serve God with everything that you have, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your heart, is to truly be open with your time, with your mind, and be open to new things that He is calling you to do. Be flexible, be willing. All right, that is question number one. Number two is, how has life coaching impacted your life? How have you seen it? Like, in what areas have you seen mixing life coaching with your faith impact your life? Again, love that question because it has affected every area of my life. Most likely, if you have heard this podcast for a while, you know that the reason why I got into life coaching in the first place was weight loss. I got into life coaching because I was ready to change my life and to lose 100 pounds. That was the reason. I thought that that is all I needed to fix in my life in order to be happy. And what I found in the journey was that I started losing the weight, but in taking away the pleasure of food, especially sugar, I found that I had a deeper longing. Shocking, I know. But I had a very deep longing for being satisfied. And I realized that it wasn't food that was satisfying me. I desired so much more to be with God. I desired so much more to go to daily mass and receive communion. And what happened to me was that in the journey of losing weight, I took two things. I started fasting, so I took the amount of food that I was consuming away, and I took my love for sugar away. When you take something that you are giving an insane amount of priority away from your life, you'll notice that you feel more empty. And the way that my coach explained it to me at the time, and this is how I explain it to my clients as well, is that we have a, let's call it a glass of wine within us. That glass of wine is what we fill up with our desires. But we live in a world that there's a bunch of ways in which you can get a dopamine hit, where you can have pleasure all of the time as often as you can. And it creates this sense of fullness in your glass of wine where you cannot fill it anymore. It creates this illusion in our minds that we are filled, but truly we are always left empty. Our souls are left empty. Our stomachs feel full. You get that dopamine from the sugar, and then it rapidly goes away. When I took those two things out of my life, it opened true desires in my heart. And the first one was I wanted to be at Mass as often as I could, to receive the Eucharist as often as I could. And it was God that started filling that cup of desires up for me. It was no longer food. It was no longer that kind of desire. It was true, heartfelt desires. That changed my life. But in the process, also in growing into that desire of like becoming a coach, of serving God, of starting a Catholic podcast, on becoming the Catholic life coach, I have had to do so much growing. And it has changed my relationship with every person in my life. I've healed a lot of relationships. My marriage went from a lot of, don't take me wrong, I have the most amazing marriage from day one. I love my husband dearly. He's amazing. I just don't think there's a better guy out there. Totally biased, I know. But we had a lot of disagreements originally because of my lack of understanding, where I believed that something was wrong with me all of the time. And I spent so much time in that mindset of paying attention to how I was feeling that I wasn't taking care of my marriage the way I really wanted to take care of my marriage. And I didn't have the relationship with him that I wanted to have, which was a very understanding, loving, welcomed relationship. Instead, I was having a very loving relationship with a lot of struggles in my own mind. I created a lot of pain for myself. And it was life coaching that opened the possibility for me that perhaps nothing was wrong with us. It's just that I needed to take care of my own thoughts and emotions to then see my life in a different way. And I actually did a podcast on changing our perspective. And this includes everything in our lives. It is our relationships with our friends, with family, with our marriage, with our children. It applies to everything because the moment that you change the perspective in which you see your life changes. I'm hoping that this is making sense. So, yes, life coaching has affected my faith. It affected my weight. It affected my business. It affected my personal life with myself, my relationship with myself, and my marriage and my motherhood. It has been the most freeing thing because it has allowed me to think outside of myself how I want to show up for my girls. It is no longer me wasting time thinking, oh, what are other people going to think? Am I doing enough? I am able to see the truth. I'm able to see past the lies that the devil is always implanting in our minds to stop us, to slow us down, to believe that God is not walking with us, to believe that we are not good enough. When you have life coaching in your life, you become more free because you spend so much less time in that hole of not being good, not being good enough, not showing up enough, of doing the things that you don't want to do and fighting doing the things that you are dreaming of doing. It's very freeing, very freeing. And yeah, in every area, it has affected every area of my life. The last question was, what is your favorite gratitude practice? I love this one too, because that is another thing that has changed my life is practicing gratitude, especially gratitude ahead of time when you don't have the thing you want yet. Practicing gratitude ahead of time, it's so amazing. My favorite gratitude practice is first when I am blessed with the thing that I have been praying for. Mass, just going and celebrating with the Eucharist. There's nothing like it. But in a daily basis, I do love to sit in prayer and think or write. I do love journaling. Write 3 things. It can be 3, it can be 5, it can be 10, whatever you're comfortable with. Write 3 or 5 things that you are grateful that you have. And right next to it, write how grateful you are for what you are going to experience in the future as well. What this does is create gratitude in the now and gratitude in the future. Creates gratitude ahead of time, creates faith, trust that it is coming. And I think this helps us to be centered in the present more and be grateful for how we are taken care of today, but also helps us to remember that God is walking in front of us, ahead of us as well. He has walked the walk and he's leading us. That's what I love about that practice, is remembering that God is in our past, in our present, and in our future. And our job is to be present in today, not in tomorrow, not in 3 hours from now, but right now. Learning to be present right now. That has been one of the hardest lessons for me to learn, is to be present and to be grateful ahead of time, because it is not easy. It's a human thing where we just want proof ahead of time in order to believe this is possible. Our priest was talking about the other day how Jesus said to Thomas, "Blessed are they who believe and have not seen." And the priest said how we are those people. And I had never thought about it that way, but I love that analogy. We are the people who believe and have not seen. We have never seen Jesus, but we believe in him. We believe in the miracle of the Eucharist. We believe that Mary is our mother. We believe and we have not seen. And I think it is something that we need to practice more, is believing when we don't see. Even when it seems impossible, believing that God loves us, that he is walking the walk with us. It's powerful. It's very liberating because we spend way too much time on worry, on doubt, and on fear. And instead, when we practice gratitude, when we practice trust and belief, we trust that God is going to provide, that we will receive his gifts, that we will be taken care of today, tomorrow, and always. So yes, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been really fun to really dig deep into these questions and think about how much my life has changed and how much other people's lives are changing, because God is providing this support for them as well. All right, I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope you have an amazing week. Love you all. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to be part of this community. If you are enjoying these episodes, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you are notified the next time the episodes come out. Also, right now, I have some spots open to work with me one-on-one. This program will change your life. I 100% believe that without God, we can't. But without us, God won't. I will help you step into your power. I will help you take the actions that you need to take in order for you to create the most fulfilling and aligned life. A life that feels aligned with you and with God. And that life is available to you right now. Check the link in the description to reserve a time to chat with me. I will see you then.